Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is gonna be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in and the housing market continues to unravel in dramatic fashion. We finally have additional metro areas with a year-over-year price decline that we're going to go over in this report. But also, you guys, we now have more months of supply for houses than we did in 2020 and 2021. Again, I say we now have more months of supply than we did in 2020 and 2021. Now, obviously, this is a result of the Federal Reserve skyrocketing interest rates and overwhelming unaffordability, ravaging our nation and destroying demand. But the question is just how unaffordable are things right now, and just how much inventory do we actually have? And you guys, that's exactly the questions that we're going to answer today by reading a Redfin article titled Housing Market Update, Rising Prices Amid Falling Demand and Supply Reflect a New Weird. Now, you guys remember, I'm not your financial advisor, even though my bio is as an American that's frustrated, someone that had a 2009 foreclosure, and someone that is working like an absolute animal right now so that I can become a winner once the housing market turns around. Now, for that bio, you guys, for my efforts, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and please do me a favor, comment below. I love hearing from you guys. Let's get started on this video and article right now. All right, guys, let's go. Few people are choosing to buy homes with mortgage rates well above 6%. Even fewer homeowners want to sell. Home prices increased 1% in the last 2 weeks after 11 weeks of declines as mortgage rates soared past 6%. The Federal Reserve's aggressive interest rates hikes have successfully cooled off home buying demand by dramatically reducing buyers' spending power. But new listings have also taken a huge hit. Typically, when mortgage rates shoot up, we'd expect prices to come down in turn. Did y'all hear what they just said? Did y'all hear what they just said? Do you remember Redfin saying, oh, we're going to have continued home growth into 2023? But they just said, as we expect, when rates go up, prices go down. Hello. Anyways, this must be a new author to this article, but let's continue. But with so few desirable homes coming on the market, buyers are not getting much relief. Those who do choose to list their homes have lost the upper hand their neighbors enjoyed while they sold last spring and should price accordingly. The share of home listings with a price drop reached a new high, and months of supply climbed to a 27-month high. That's right, months of supply climbed to a 27-month high. Isn't that great news? Let's continue. There has been a lot of talk of a new normal, but what's happening here in the housing market feels like a new weird. The impact of the Fed's inflation curbing strategy is seen clearest in the housing market as prospective buyers take a big step back, slowing sales. But since the vast majority of homeowners who might consider moving have a mortgage rate far below current levels, there's very little new supply hitting the market. Also, that's the months that we're in this year, by the way. It's seasonal. We do have seasonal trends where people take their houses off the market. It's normal. I'm surprised they're not even mentioning that a little bit here, because that's what we're seeing. But let's continue. As a result, home sales prices have picked up in recent weeks, and the typical buyer's monthly mortgage payment is just a few pumpkin spice lattes shy of its all-time high. The irony is that it may take renewed fears of a recession to bring some relief to the buyers in the form of lower prices. So not only do we have more months of supply than we have in over 2 years, and we also have new building inventory that is higher than it was in 2007. So despite what people are saying, despite what people think, we actually have more inventory right now than we did since 2020. That's absolutely great news. Let's jump into leading indicators right now. All right, and you guys know I love me some leading indicators. I love Redfin for giving us week by week comparisons. Thank you, Redfin, for that at least. Although I am getting worried about their data because they are removing things from their data that they used to report, like the decline from peak. That was very important information. They no longer list that, but let's start at the top. Now, the first thing is average interest rates are 6.29%, but I want you guys to remember your interest rate or the normal interest rate will probably be 50 to 75 basis points higher than 6.29%, which means there are going to be plenty of people that get 7% interest rates this week and this month. Now, the next thing is online searches. Online searches, y'all, has been gutted. It is down 33%. Demand is down 15% year over year. It seems to me that would be higher, but it's 15% year over year as far as the way they track it. Now, touring is actually down 25%. The next thing is, and this hurts me very much, mortgage applications. Mortgage applications are actually down 30%. So I'm actually feeling that myself because you guys know that I primarily work for Amcap Home Loans. Even though I'm not originating mortgages, I'm training, I'm doing public speaking, I'm doing events, things of that nature, but I can feel it. It is definitely hurting. Now let's go to the next thing, okay? And here's what they're leaving out, you guys. Again, they're not telling us where we're at from our peak, but that's okay. It's still saying that we're up 8% year over year. But you guys, the peak was 393,000. It's now 371. So essentially, from peak, we're off $22,000. Now take a look at this, you guys. We have a new member to our year over year price decline metro cities. We now have Buffalo, New York. So Buffalo, New York made the list. Welcome, Buffalo, New York. And guess who else is back on the list? Like I said a couple weeks ago, Honolulu is back on the list. But let's start from the beginning. San Francisco fell 6% year over year. Oakland fell 2.5% year over year. Buffalo 0.1%. Honolulu 1.4%. New Orleans is in bad shape at 10%. You guys, listen. New Orleans 10% year over year loss. That's crazy. That, in my opinion, that's crash mode. New Orleans right now is going absolutely through crash mode. But you guys may notice also one metro area fell off of here, which is San Jose. So San Jose is actually off of here, but don't worry, you guys. San Jose is going to be back on that list. And as we move further into the year, there's going to be a lot more metro areas on that list because the reality is the housing market is starting to fall apart. It's really easy to see that. But where I want to go now is let's visualize some of this data. Take a look at this chart right now. Now, here's what I want to point out that's very interesting. And I think this was as a result of the lowering interest rates in July. A lot of people thought the Fed was pivoting. The reality is they should have intervened and raised interest rates again. But look at this. Prices have actually trended up. But I believe that this right here, this apparent trend of prices, this is going to plateau, you guys, and this is going to start going down. And not only is it going to go down for normal economic and fundamental factors, but we're entering the dark months of real estate. So this is actually going to plateau and go down. But take a look at this next chart. Now, here's the median asking price. And we can actually see here that this went up. And look at it. It's trying to plateau right here, you guys. It's not really a trend yet because we need more data, but it is trying to plateau. And I believe it will plateau. And this is going to go down. I have no doubt it's going to go down. I'm actually really surprised this actually appears to have ticked up a little bit, but as you can see here, it's trying to plateau and it's trying to go down, which is what we need because we want lower prices. Now take a look at the next chart. Now this chart right here is the mortgage payments, and you guys can see that this is absolutely exploded. But as you can see here, starting in July, mortgage payments actually started going down as a result of this softening right here. A lot of people went back into the housing market and started purchasing overvalued houses, which kind of kicked up prices again and lowered inventory. But to all those people, yikes, you guys bought just probably, depending on the metro area, right outside the peak or at the peak, because not every metro area has actually peaked yet in prices. But you can see the Federal Reserve got involved again and said, we're going to definitely rug pull you guys again. And boom, look at that massive skyrocketing direction up. as far as mortgage payments and unaffordability. Let's look at the last chart right now. Now, this is a really cool chart, and I really want you guys to look at this. This represents 2.8 months of supply available on the market. Now, 2022 is the red line, 2021 is the blue line, 2020 is the gray line. And as you can see, 2022 is now above 2020 and 2021 as far as months of supply. So, and that kind of measures demand versus supply. So again, you guys, regardless of what people are saying, we are getting inventory surges, even if the numbers don't technically suggest it. And again, the reason that is demand is crippled. Demand is crippled, so we don't need as much inventory. Think about it. But not only do we have months of supply increasing for resale homes, once again, take a look at the inventory for new homes. All right, so here's a Fred monthly supply of new homes in the United States. This is a monthly supply as well. Now, unfortunately, this still hasn't updated. This hasn't updated in over a month. I've literally been checking this every day because I'm really excited to see the direction of new homes. So I'm not only am I looking at this, I'm also looking at prices of new homes. But again, you guys, it's the 26th and it still has not updated. But you can see here, we have more months of supply of new homes than we have in a very long time. We have 10.9 months right now. And if I put this map over a 10-year period, you can see we have way more supply for new homes than we have in the last 10 years, significantly more, almost double the inventory as far as month of supply for new builds than we have. So this is why I'm saying, you guys, we're probably going to find deals of our lifetimes from new home builders, and new home builders are in the biggest risk at going bankrupt, quite frankly, and going out of business, because they have to sell their homes. They have to sell their spec homes. They are not designed to hold inventory because often new home builders have unfavorable financing that essentially requires them to pay stiff fees if they don't sell those houses. So in conclusion, once again, not only do we have overall more months of supply than inventory that we've had since 2020, we also have more months of supply for new building than we have in the last 10 years. So my question to you guys is, what happens next? So do me a favor, you guys. I want you to comment below this time and tell me what you think is going to happen next in our housing market. Now, other than that, you guys, I hope you found this data valuable. I hope you found value in this video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck and I hope you win.